Hello and welcome to the Crafty Diamond. I am Debbie. Today is my weekly whip and chat, and if you are not familiar with what a whip and chat is, that is a work in progress. I'm going to be working on a small diamond painting today, so grab something that you want to work on or treat this like a podcast and let's get started. Okay guys, I am working on a different diamond painting today. I'm going to be working on this mini canvas, and this is from Oraloa. If you did not see the unboxing of this, I will put it underneath the description as well as in the top of the eye on the right hand side. I am doing this for an event that I am co-hosting with Kimba's Crafts. It started on February the 1st. You are welcome to join in with us. All you need is a mini kit from any company, and I just loaded this up with putty. I probably should have just put a glue dot in here, and this is very, very sticky. I think that it's going to be okay to use this. I want this as straight as I possibly can get it, since this is going to be the edge. Hopefully it's going to be okay. I can also use a straightener. I do usually have a ruler that I use for the sides of these when I start a larger canvas, but I thought with it being a smaller canvas, maybe I don't need it, but I just might. Probably should do that since this one is so small. And I am doing this in one sitting, so I may not finish it with you guys, but I'm doing this in one sitting. So I typically will not use any cover paper, release paper, or I will not use the washi method and try to, separate it out, just for the fact that it's so small and it won't take me very long. So I will just do this. And sometimes I even put this on a small clipboard, and so that way it's not moving around on me. And I'm trying not for it not to move around, just so you guys can see it if you're watching. But hello, how are you guys doing? Let me know in the comments. Happy February. It is Monday for me. It will be Tuesday, hopefully for you guys when this goes out, unless I have a problem, which I don't foresee. I really wanted to do my videos over the weekend. I would like to have a schedule where I can do videos over the weekend, and then they will just be ready to release during the week. But so far, I just have not been able to do it. With everything going on, I don't know if I will even be able to consider doing videos early. We have just got so much happening. We are still looking for a place. We love our rental, but we want to have our own place. We're not used to renting. I haven't rented in 15 years now, close to 15 years. And my husband hasn't rented in, oh gosh, at least 20. So it's more difficult for him. I am just happy with it. It's like I am fine if we don't have a big place, if the place isn't ours. It is working fine for me. I love this area. I love our little rental. But I think he's getting a little antsy. He wants his own place again. And especially it's coming up to summer. He's used to being outside a lot in the summer, and there's not really a whole lot for him to do here. So we are looking. We keep debating on the area that we want to move to, and it's not so much that we're debating on the area, I guess. It's more so finding something that we can afford, finding something that we both like, and that's where the problem comes in. We want to be, or we would like to be in this area, but there's just nothing really here unless it is a 0 lot line. And my husband is just not wanting that at all. I'm going to get another pen that has a straightener on it and just make sure I'm getting all of these straight as I'm going through, so I can see I'm running the line here. And it's hard to see because I do have my window open. I want to use as much natural light as possible. And I probably should have put washi just around the edges on this, which I really don't do that either. But this one does have quite a bit of sticky on it. The glue has flowed over just a little bit. And nothing major, but I don't like how that looks. I don't want to say I'll go back and do this later because I need to use the first row as my starting point. I think that will be fine for now. There. It's already got something on it. I'm going to have to stop and put some washi on there, I think. I can do that after the fact. I think it'll be okay until when I'm done. And there may be a glare on here. The sun is coming in at a very strange angle in my craft room. But we have a couple of places that we're going to go and look at this weekend, and it's definitely in the mountains. So we are going to set up a time with our realtor to go and look at a couple of places. And we still have plenty of time. If we have to go and sign another lease, we will, but we really don't want to. We still have plenty of time before our lease expires, but we'd like to go ahead and look while new homes are starting to come on the market due to it being spring. So we'll see. We'll see what we're gonna do. But I'll keep you guys posted on if we find anything. We have specific requests that we want. I don't want a fixer-upper. I've been there, done that, don't want to do it again. And I don't mind a few things, but anything major, I'm just not wanting to do. And so my husband says that, he could, and I know he can, but I really don't want him to. We have found a place that looks good, but who knows until you get out there to see if it's really as good as the pictures show. It's more of a house than what we want, especially me. I wanted to go smaller, and this one's actually gonna be bigger, it sounds like, but again, we'll have to see. A lot of these places, which we have found over the few years that we have looked, they tend to Photoshop, and I don't think they should be allowed to do that, but I guess that's one way to get you out there. But they tend to Photoshop pictures, and then you go out there and you're like, okay, where did all these trees come from? Where did this forest come from? Because that was not there on the pictures that we see. So I don't know, who knows what this place will be like, but it is in a really nice swim tennis community, and so that will be really good. Not the tennis so much, but the pool will be nice for Paige. And they have hiking trails and different things. So I will definitely let you guys know what happened on that one. It is kind of a high HOA. If you're not familiar with that, that's a homeowners association. They basically tell you what you can and what you can't do. And my husband doesn't like that, but it is what it is. I'm trying to do different colors so you guys can actually see. I also am experimenting with these trays, and so far I'm liking them for the most part. I think I'm going to like these. Oh, I was using the other pen, and the pen that I'm using, this small skinny one, it is from BFF Diamond Painting Pens, and this one I've had this for a very long time. It is It says do not cross on here. It's like a railroad crossing this is actually, it was for a mystery canvas, and it was something I did, I forgot, it was years ago that I bought this pen, and it was for an event, and it has the do not cross sign if you had a police tape. So I thought that was really funny for that event, and I really like this pen. It's very thin. I used to use it a lot, and I hadn't used it that much lately, so thought this will be a good time to break out this pen and use it. So I'm kind of all over the place already, and I do apologize for that. It has just been crazy times here. So between us looking for a place, I still have gotten some things that I never have unboxed here. And so I thought, why bother now? We were going to clean out our storage because we have a lot of stuff in storage in a storage facility. And so we were going to work on that this spring because we weren't sure how long we were going to stay here. So I told my husband, we might as well just wait and not do all of that because we're not going to stay here. Why waste the time, the energy, and trying to figure out where to put everything? So he agreed, but I still have a bunch of boxes and things. So I know I'm still going to have some destashing to do in my craft room once we do get to a final place. And if I see that it's going to take longer than what we are anticipating, I'll probably have to go ahead and just start doing some of that in my craft room, just to at least get that cleaned up. I hate to have to rebox again. I absolutely hate moving. I just hate moving with a passion. But it'll be nice to get a new place, especially in the mountains where we want a view. So that's what we're doing on our weekends. We went to a couple places on Saturday. It was some open houses, and so we didn't have our realtor go with us. We really liked one, but it would overprice us out of the neighborhood with the other homes, and it's more than what we wanted to pay. And if we're going to pay that much, I want to be in an area where other homes are about the same price, or we're not going to get our money's worth out of the house if we ever decide to sell for whatever reason. And I don't want to be in that position. It would be a really good house for us. We still are keeping that on our radar, but I just don't think that neighborhood is going to perform very well when it comes to the real estate. If the market were to increase, if it were to decrease, we would really be in a mess with the house that we were looking at. So we'll see, but it's a hard decision. We're not going to just get something to be getting it, which we have the past 2 times that we have had to buy a house, and we're not going to do that this time. There's not any need for us to rush. So there's that going on. And then I went and met my best friend on Sunday. We went to a craft store that's about an hour from her house. She lives about 30 minutes from me now, which is so nice. It's such an easy drive to be able to meet her rather than over an hour that we were before. So we're enjoying that. We went to this craft store. They were having a class, and we already knew it was a junk journal class. So we already knew how to make junk journals, but we thought, this will be really nice to go to the class. And one of the main reasons why we did it is the lady that was teaching the class also was the one that spearheaded the retreat that my best friend and I went on last year, that Christian retreat where we were doing journaling. And then we were undecided if we were going to go back. We thought that they weren't really wanting us to go back just because of some things. And nothing bad that happened. We just thought, well, we don't really fit in here, and we just weren't really sure. But then whenever we saw her, she remembered us. She was excited to see us, or she acted like she was, and gave us hugs. And she said, when are you coming back to another retreat? We're having one in October. And so my best friend and I looked at each other and we're like, well, we're not sure about our schedule, but we might. And so then we started talking about it, and she's like, I wouldn't be against going. But she said, now that we know what to expect and, what to bring food, because their food was horrible, and don't bring wine because they frown on that. That's where we thought that we weren't exactly being the best gracious people that we should have been, because we probably shouldn't have been drinking, but they didn't know we were drinking. We just felt guilty, I think. But I think that maybe they noticed that it was in our room when they changed the towels out. But I don't know. Maybe that was just us, with a little bit of guilt stuck in there. But we did not like the food. It was pretty bad. And so we know about that now. So we would know they have a microwave. We can bring our own food if we want to. The breakfast wasn't so bad. One day we had deli. That wasn't so bad. But then the dinners were awful. They were really, really bad, to the point of the last 2 days. I'm like, I cannot eat this. It is just so bad. And I can usually eat just about anything. So we talked about it, and we may end up deciding to do it again, because, retreats are fun. You get to meet other people. You get to see what other people are doing. It was just a couple of things that we were just kind of shocked about, and now we know. So I guess that's a good thing. But spent all day with her and hadn't seen her since Christmas Eve. So that was a lot of fun, and we did a little bit of shopping. I got a couple of things for cards that I was getting low on, but I was really good. I didn't buy a lot of paper, didn't spend a lot of money. I am trying to use what I have and trying to de-stash, so I didn't want to buy a lot of things. But we had fun with the junk journal. I did learn a couple of things. I had never made a junk journal, the actual cover, the way that she was showing us. And it was a lot of work just to get that part, but it turned out really pretty. I have not done the insides of my junk journal yet. I'm going to work on that, I think, next weekend some. I don't know what I'm going to use my junk journal for. I'll do something with it, but I am really looking forward to working on it. So I may do that this coming week, maybe on Saturday, spend a little bit of time diamond painting, and then spend some more time on my junk journal. And we then came straight home, but that was an all-day thing, because it was an hour to get there, an hour to get home, and then we were there for about 3 hours with the class. By the time that I left her place, got back home, it was about 4:30, so then it was time really to start thinking about our dinner. Got all of that finished, and then I diamond painted for a couple of hours last night, watching TV with the hubby. And on that one, I did work on Garden Girl. I am halfway finished with that one, and she's coming along really, really nicely. So watched a couple of movies. One was really stupid, and then the other one, the other one was pretty good, but one was about Under Paris or something he found on Netflix, and it was about a shark, which I don't usually like to watch, but he wanted to, and I'm like, fine, I'm gonna be diamond painting mostly anyway. Well, it was really funny because there was, intense scene came up, and they had the music and the whole bit getting you ready. And at that point in time, Molly, our collie, started barking her head off. She heard something outside that actually got her going, and I almost jumped off of our chair. And my husband kind of jumped a little bit. He started dying out laughing. I started laughing and thought, why in the world would she have to do this like at this moment in time? But it was rather funny, now, but I'll tell you what, my heart was pumping. And then it was something really silly on the movie, but it was a nice weekend. And then we cooked out Saturday night. We love to cook out. We cooked out burgers Saturday night. And then Sunday, we ended up eating here. We were going to go and grab a pizza. We ended up eating here, and we just had leftovers, which, was okay. My husband bought this grill, I guess it was early part of last year or late 2023, and it's a grill, but it looks more like a stove, I guess, and he has really liked it. It's been kind of hit or miss on some things, but he has learned how to use this. And when it's really nice out, he likes to do a slow cook, and that is really nice. It'll be like an all day or all afternoon. We'll sit outside and just talk and have something to drink, and it's just super nice. And so we were going to do that here soon. And my husband was going to put up this awning that we have so it helps with bugs. And he said, well, I don't see much of a point. It's a lot of work to put this up. And he doesn't really want to do it if we're going to move. So we're going to wait and see on that. So we've been sitting outside just a little bit. It's still too cold. But we kind of bundled up, went out there. I was out there for like 10 minutes. And I'm like, oh, sorry. You're going to have to grill out on your own or go in the house and just be right by the door and watch it, because it is just too cold for me still. We're supposed to get cold weather again. I hope that Friday night is going to be nice, because Paige has night to shine. Her best friend is coming in from Colorado. She moved last year right at Christmas, and well, before then, I guess she moved in the summer, late summer, and so they hadn't got to see each other, and they've been talking a lot, and so she's coming in for night to shine, and then they're going right back. So Paige is going to meet up with her best friend, and they're going to be able to ride in the limo together, and they're going to be doing some other things, dancing and eating dinner, and it's just a lot of fun. So we are looking forward to it as well. And I hadn't heard what they're doing for the parents. They usually cater from a couple of different places, so it will be interesting. We always have fun with Night to Shine. So she's gotten her dress, she's ready to go, and they give out corsages at the event, so we don't have to do anything. I'll do her hair and makeup. We had, at one point, we had her makeup and hair done by some stylists that were there, and they just got so behind. They took a long time, and then Paige didn't like how they were doing her hair and makeup, and then a couple of years ago, she just said, Mom, I would rather you and Maddie do it for me. And that's when Madison was still in Georgia. And so Madison would do her makeup and her hair and come over and get her all, gussied and styled up, really pretty. And then we would go. And so last year, I didn't have Maddie, so it was me. I had to end up doing it, and I did a good job. But, Madison knows more about how kids, or young adults her age, like to have their makeup done. But she said she was okay with it. I asked her this year, I said, do you want me to make you an appointment to get your hair and your makeup done? And she said no, but they'll have nails done there, so I'll just have my nails done. I said, well, okay, that works for me. So we are getting ready for that. So she's really excited. I'll have to let you know next week how that went. Maybe have some pictures, but I don't really like to do that many pictures with my kids. Even though my kids' last names are different than mine, I like to keep some of their life private. And especially I don't want them all over the internet, so I probably won't put anything out there. I think last year I did with my members, but I've stopped that, so I probably won't have anything. Or if I do, it might be, you know, just something fun at the event, but not really pictures of her, and definitely not any of her best friend or her buddy that she has. Now, how I missed a 310 and number 8 right there, I don't know. Especially this one's so small. How could I possibly miss? But of course I have to miss at least one. Some of these are hard to see because this is so small and there's a lot of colors in here. I may have to end up using a light pad. I didn't think I'd have to for this really small diamond painting, but it may require a light pad. We'll see. We'll have to wait and see on this one. Right now, and it's so sunny, I thought, well, this will be easy to do this one, the light pad, which is always nice. But some of these symbols are kind of hard to read. I'm not familiar with the symbols either because this is the first mini I have done of Oraloa. Nothing else really happened, well, other than Madison's wedding is in May, and oh my gosh, that girl, she calls me 3 and 4 times a day. Mom, what about this? Mom, what about that? And Mom, I need some money. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you want me to just hand you my credit card? Of course, she would love that, but that's not going to happen. No, we're not doing that. But I didn't realize it is so much for a wedding. I mean, I didn't have to do anything when my husband and I got married because it was our second for both of us. And so we went to Gatlinburg and got married, had just really close friends and family that went, and we paid for their hotel room. We paid for dinner. And so that was a lot of fun. And they were all there. It was just really, really special. And it wasn't that much to plan. We had a photographer that was there. She was the granddaughter of the rent-a-pastor that we used, and he was really good. And Madison enjoyed it. And she said, when we were there, she said, if I get married, that's what I'm going to do. So I was all excited. And then she's like, Mom, I don't want to get married there. I want to have an actual formal wedding. So, okay. So now it is just really starting to hit me that we don't have much time left. And now everybody's asking questions. The florist called her. The florist sent her a sample of what she can do. And we didn't like it. She sent her another sample, and it wasn't even what Madison was asking for. And so I told Madison, I think you need to look for another florist. I don't think this lady's going to work out. And everybody that we're using is in a different state because she's not getting married in Georgia. She's not getting married in South Dakota. So we're having to rely on a lot of other people. But we found somebody else we liked a lot better. And so we're going to use her. And then now we had to go ahead and get the hair and makeup set up for the bridesmaids and the moms. And it has just been craziness. We got the actual save the date out, finally. That was sent out this past week. So that was something that we had to work on. And then we also, I need a question mark. we also have gotten the Airbnb set up where the girls are going to stay. We're taking care of that for them. And then Paige can stay with them. I don't think she will, but I'm not going to be staying with them. So I told Paige, if there's an extra space or an extra room and that you can stay in at the Airbnb if you want to stay with the other bridesmaids and her maid of honor. And I don't think Paige will do it. She's never done that before. She's only stayed with my parents, and she's stayed with us, of course, and then her dad very, very few times, and she gets upset for that. And I don't know if she would stay with Madison like that. Although Madison has kept her a couple of times at our house when we went out of town, but she was at our house, so I'm not sure how that would work. I don't think Paige is going to, and that's okay if she doesn't want to. She doesn't have to. But I've got to find a hotel for my husband and I. I should have already done that, and found out that it's also graduation in the big city that's close to where they are getting married. So I hope we can find a place that's not too far away. And then my best friend is going to be calling. She needs to find her a place too. So when she finds a place, I might see where they're going to stay. And if she's made reservations or she's looking at it, I may stay where they are. And we can just meet afterwards and go for dinner or something. So I need to talk to her about that and see, because they have points, different hotel points, so they like to stay in specific places. So I'm going to find out if she has found a place, and then I'll just call and make us a reservation. So that would be kind of fun. I just now thought about that when I'm talking to you guys. So I guess I need to put that on my list and make sure I don't forget to tell her. And that way, and her husband's going with her, so that way we can meet afterwards. I'm probably going to need a very stiff drink, which I don't drink heavily like that. So I may need something, glass of wine. I'll need something after all this is over. I know I'm going to. And then we've gotten her playlist for the DJ. And then we've got her first dance with her dad. We've already figured out what we're doing with the song. And it's just hilarious. She called me last night and she's like, I'm sending you something. Tell me if Dad will be mortified if I did this. And so she sent it to me and I just busted out laughing. I said, no, he'll be all about that. And we weren't going to have a DJ. We were just going to have someone there that was going to be doing a playlist. Well, then she can't keep a secret worth anything. She is the world's worst. So she called me right back and she's like, well, I think now Dad's going to be willing to pay for a DJ. And I'm like, what did you do? Why did you tell your dad? It was supposed to be a surprise and he was going to find out at the wedding. And she said, well, I was just nervous about it. And so I just asked him. And I said, you cannot keep a secret to save your life. You are worse than Paige. And she agreed with me. And I said, well, what did he say? And she said he was all about it. And because of the song that I chose, he wanted to make sure that everybody can hear. And now he is talking about calling a DJ and going ahead and getting that set up. And I said, yeah, I didn't really think about that, but it's Disney related. And I said, he is all about Disney. So because it's Disney, he is going to be willing to now pay another $1,500 or whatever it was for a DJ, which I think she should have a DJ anyway. So I'm like, okay, that's coming out of his money and I'm paying for certain things. He's paying for certain things. And it's just absolutely crazy. It's a good thing that I can easily talk to him, work with him. Sometimes I just have to keep my mouth shut, keep my comments to myself, and it's going to be okay. It's just going to be about Madison. It's going to be about her wedding. I'm not going to make any snarky remarks, which I easily could, that, you know, he's all about the wedding, but he wasn't all about helping me with the kids. He could have really pitched in at one point and didn't, but now he wants to help the kids. And I'm like, okay, he's still helping Madison. She would not be able to have as nice of a wedding without his help, because it's going to be rather expensive, and I wouldn't have been able to pay for all that by myself. I'm not going into debt for her wedding. I hate it. I'm just not going to do it. So anyway, he is definitely pitched in, which makes it nice. He took Paige to the bookstore. That's her favorite place. You know, some kids, they want to go shopping, or they want to go to the movie, or, you know, whatever. And she's all about the bookstore. He bought her tons of books. And she loves manga. She was there for a long time. And so she got some more books that goes to a series that she's been reading. And she's going to start running out of room on her bookshelf if she's not careful. I don't know where she's going to put all of them. She wants to keep all of them, and I don't blame her. So we'll have to figure that out too. And she wants to have a library in our new house. She has a room here that she's converted to what she calls her library room. And it's a good size room. And she has 3 large bookcases. Really a 4th one that she's going to start filling up soon from IKEA. So she is in there today dusting. Takes her a long time to dust because she has to take all of those books off when she wants to dust. And it takes her quite a long time. I'm like, you go for it, you dust. I have some books on one other shelf too that I'm trying to work through. So when I do, I'm donating those to work, but she wants to keep her books. So we both read a little bit this weekend too. I had to go back and do a quick review on Iron Flame this weekend because I started reading the 3rd book in the series, and I'm like, what in the what? What is going on? I don't understand this. I don't get it. I listened to it for about 2 hours, and I'm like, okay, I'm getting bits and pieces of this, but I am so confused. So I thought, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to do a quick reread. And so I did. Then I went back, started listening again, and I'm like, okay, I still don't get this. What am I missing? And I have heard from other people that it is a little confusing. You have to get quite a bit through it before it starts to make more sense, and it starts to talk more about it. So I'm like, okay, I can do this. So now I'm going to go back and I'm going to listen to the audio book that I've got this week for it. And I haven't really read as much as I would like to. I used to read so much, and now I don't read like I really should. All right, let me go back to put this one up. I'm gonna get back to number 8. I'm still trying to figure out where all of these colors are. There are 80, I think, that's in here, or is there more than that? Oh, there's actually 87 colors in this one small kit. There, that was just bugging me. I just had to do that, guys. I'm sorry. All right, so now there's this one. So with it being the beginning of the month, what are you guys working on? Are you starting on something new? Are you doing anything for events? I'm going to scoot this over just a little bit. I keep moving this around because the sun keeps moving a little bit, and I am trying to get it to where it's not so bad. But I am doing my event, of course, and it is a very easy event. If you are interested, you can either send me your start photo or you can send it to Kimba. And if you are on Facebook, join us on our Facebook group, It is the Crafty Diamond Crafts, and I'll put the link below for that. It used to be strictly for Josephine Wall, and we decided we're just going to use that group for both of the events, Josephine Wall as well as for this one. So that way we don't have to have two different groups in addition to our own group. That's kind of difficult to keep up with. And I am trying, guys, to keep up with social media. It is just hard. It's like I think that I am caught up, and then I turn around and then I miss something. So I'm hoping that I can actually work on that some. We are going to have some great prizes. We have some amazing sponsors. I'm also going to put the sponsors underneath the description. We're going to be putting the sponsors on our Facebook group. We have so many wonderful, amazing sponsors for this event. We will be doing our first prize giveaway on Saturday, and I will be doing it in my group, on my channel. And then I will also include a link underneath Facebook so people can come and watch and see if you have won a prize. And all you have to do is put your start photo in. And then if you have 3 of the minis completed by the end of February, then you are eligible for the grand prize. Oh, that's gonna be so pretty. I love this. You'll be eligible for the grand prize, and that is for now, it is going to be a surprise. When it gets closer, we will let you guys know, because we're still working with a couple of companies that may end up donating. And if they do, that will go towards the grand prize. But we haven't heard from 2 that said they were going to. And I have sent them a message and they have not contacted me back. So I'm waiting to see on that. And if they don't, that's fine. We still have plenty of giveaways. But I have so many minis. I am hoping, I am not putting myself into a challenge like this, but I would love to have a mini a day for the month of February completed. But again, I cannot promise that, especially with the way things are going on between the wedding and us looking for a house. I'm also really busy at work. We are getting ready for competitions in a group that I manage. And we started out with 1 student 1 year. Last year it was 2 students, and now we're up to 12 that's in our group. And so I am mentoring all of them. So that's going to keep me really busy until April. And then if any of my students win the top 4 in their chosen event, then we will be flying to Dallas, Texas. So that will be fun, especially when the school pays for everything. That will be very interesting. But again, a lot of work. And that will be the week after Madison's wedding. So May is going to be a crazy, crazy month for me. She's also graduating the first part of May in South Dakota. So I need to look for a flight. Hopefully it's not going to cost me an arm and a leg. And I'm just kind of nervous about flying now with so much going on, about several flights that have had issues, and I'm just really nervous. And then with the catastrophe that happened in Washington, I am just nervous about flying. even though I'm not going that direction. It doesn't matter. So, but that's the only way I can go. I cannot drive. It's like a 19-hour drive from here. I cannot do that by myself. And my husband can't take off work. There's not any sense in all of us going. Then we have to pay for the animals to be boarded, all that fun stuff. So that's not going to happen. But he doesn't want to fly. He doesn't like to fly. And we don't need all of us because that would be very expensive too. The flights are pretty pricey going to, what's wrong? Going to South Dakota. So I'm going to go the day before. I'll fly the day before and then I will come back. I'm looking for one that's like a fish. I will fly back the day after her actual graduation. So I will be there. Is this that one? Let me see. Yeah, I have it upside down. Okay. That's this one. Is that one? Okay. So I'll be there for the day before. I'll be there for the actual ceremony, which will be the next day. And then the day after that, I'll be flying back home. So I don't even know if I am going to take Paige with me. I asked her if she would be upset if she didn't go. And she said, oh no, I'll be glad to stay home. She doesn't want to go. And I don't blame her because the flights to South Dakota are not easy. Because if we have to change planes, if we need to change planes, then the problem with that is there's always a problem where we have to change. And Paige and I were there for like 9 hours just sitting at the airport. We thought we were going to be stuck spending the night at the airport, but luckily we got out. We didn't get home till like 2 o'clock in the morning. And of course, Paige was upset about that. She was upset because we were stuck and she didn't want to go because of that. You know, so I don't blame her. And it's going to be a very fast trip. And if she really, really wanted to go, I would pay for her to go. I think her dad is going to try to go. And I don't want to be in the same plane. That would be kind of awkward. Especially considering that he will fly first class and I am cheap. I don't see a point in flying first class. That's just for me. All the people that fly first class, and if you fly first class, I am happy for you. But I just don't see paying the extra money, especially going to South Dakota. It just, to me, I don't need the extra space. Of course, it's nice you can get on the plane first. But, you know, it doesn't matter about that either. Of course, you know, you do get pampered with first class and, you know, it's nice, but I just don't want to pay that extra money. I do not have any frequent flyer miles left. I have some, but I don't think I have enough for an actual flight. I could have some, take some, pay some, and use some of my points, but I don't want to do that either. I am going to be flying to Virginia to the retreat. I kept going back and forth with this, and I was gung-ho about driving. I thought, you know, I'm going to drive. It will be fine. But it is over 9 hours to drive. I don't want to drive that long by myself. If I wasn't on a time crunch, I would just drive till I got tired. I would spend the night somewhere and then get up and go the next day, but I can't do that because I'm going to leave the day of the event, or the day that I'll be leaving the day that the retreat starts. So that's not going to work very well. And I don't want to be gone over a week just because I want 2 days to drive. And if I was going with somebody else, I could drive 9 hours, but going by myself, going to a place I'm not really familiar with, I have an older car. I don't have any car problems, but I don't want to get out there and have a problem. So there's that issue too. So I'm thinking about flying, and then I'll just rent a car when I get to Virginia. So that's an expense too. But I've already used my points for the flight. I got a really good deal on a flight. So I'll be doing that. And that way I don't have to try to rush to get there and try to not stop very much because I want to get there in time. I don't like driving at night. So I want to make sure that I get there and get home before dark. I can drive at night if I have to. I just don't like to. And I never have. Yeah, I'm old, but I've never liked to drive at night. And now I've gotten to where I can't see as well at night. The lights blind me, and I just don't feel comfortable. So I think it's best that I just fly. And then Kim will be driving, so she will be able to bring some things for me. And if worse comes to worse, I can always ask her if she could mail something to me if I can't send it home. That's pretty much all with life updates. I always think, I'm not going to be talking very much. I can always find something. But as far as diamond painting, like I said, I haven't gotten a whole lot done. I am about halfway on my Garden Girl whip. That's been a lot of fun. Oh, yes, I forgot about this. I didn't really forget, but I don't really know if this should be like under my diamond painting life or under my life, personal life. But either way, I had the worst scare ever. And I need to let the owners of Art and Soul know. So, Melissa, if you are watching this, I want you to know that you have the absolute best canvas. We already knew that, but you have the absolute best canvas, and it is indestructible because yours truly, I don't know what I was doing. Clearly, I don't. I was sitting in our family room, and I was just diamond painting away. I had a glass of red wine. You know where this is probably going. I had a glass of red wine sitting next to me. I went to reach over. I was going to get some more drills, and my canvas moved, and it covered my glass. And my husband was looking at me, and before I could say, "Can you come grab the wine glass because my canvas has fell over on top of it?" Well, there was a loud crash. My wine glass fell. It broke. It had quite a bit of wine in it because I just poured it. Went all over the floor and busted into a million small slivers. I couldn't get up because I had my canvas and I didn't know where the cat was. Couldn't get up, and my husband was over. He jumped up really quick. He's like, "What in the world did you do? How did that happen?" I'm like, I don't know, but I've got red wine, and red wine stains. He doesn't know much about wine. I said, red wine stains really, really bad. So he ran, got some paper towels, started getting the wine off of the floor, because again, rental, and he got it up, did not stain, and then it did not hit my chair, but it got all over my pants, which I had to go and soak, my jeans. And then I thought, okay, well, at least for somehow my canvas was saved. Nope. I flipped my canvas over and it was drenched on the backside. It wasn't the drills, thank goodness. It was on the edge of the drills on one end. I got the paper towels. I grabbed them really quick, got that up. My canvas is fine, and it's also fine in the back, but the back was like saturated and it stained it. So I went ahead, got some more paper towels and blotted that up, and then I put it upside down. Thank goodness that I had just finished the section, so it was covered up, so I didn't have any glue exposed. So I put it upside down with the back side of the canvas facing up, and cleaned it up really good. And I thought, well, this is absolutely ruined. And I have worked so hard on this garden girl. She is so pretty. I have taken my time with her. It's halfway done, and I am not going to do this again. So got up the next morning. First thing that I did before I even got coffee, I went and I looked at my canvas and I thought, oh, thank you. It is stained on the backside, but you can't see the backside. It did not warp it in any way. It didn't do anything to it, and I was so thankful. I thought if this were some other canvas, you know, it may or may not have withstood it. I don't know, but I've never done it before. And then last night I thought, well, I'm gonna diamond paint a little bit, and so I went and got another glass of wine, and I got another little table that I had, and I put that one on the opposite side of where I was working. So that way I could not reach over, I could not spill it, and if it did get knocked over, it was not going to be anywhere close to my canvas, to me, or to my drills. But let me tell you, that I've never done anything like that. Never. And I've always cringed whenever I saw people that had their drinks close to their canvas, and I thought, oh, it would never do anything. And I have had mine close to my canvas before when I'm working, you know, on a table and just sitting at my table, and I was okay with it. But it was away from me. And I will tell you, I will never, ever do that again. But let me know in the comments if you've ever done that. If you've ever spilled something on your canvas and did it ruin it? Are you okay with it? I was just so upset. Went to bed upset, and I thought, this is awful that I would do something this silly because she is so pretty. But I've been working on her, and it's not warped in any way. The glue is fine, because the glue didn't get wet. But I will be working on that one again. I do have a video coming out on my January goals. How did I do? And then also I'm going to have a whip parade coming out as well, so you guys can see I'm working on 5. One I will not be able to show you because it is the mystery. That is a cross stitch conversion. I would love to show that to you. Maybe whenever I finish it, I will see if you guys be interested in seeing the finish, and then I will just make sure that I give notice well in advance, and I will not show that on a thumbnail either. I will just show it once I have that, once I open it, give you plenty of notice, and I'll do it that way if you guys want to see it once I finish it. It may be a while, but it is the floral that was cross stitch conversion for 24 days. Kind of like the Advent, but I just work on it here and there, and it's so much fun to do. But I'm trying to get Garden Girl done, and now I've got this one. I'm not adding another diamond painting to the mix until I get something finished. I really want to work on, I haven't even opened it yet, but I want to work on my Jaded Gem Shop. So we'll see if I get anything accomplished in February. I really hope so. But I'm just going to go with the flow. If I get behind, I can get caught up this summer, maybe. And if not, it may be a slow year for diamond painting for me. A slow finish, but I'll still have videos. I am trying to be better and have more videos for you guys. I do apologize I haven't had as many. I really don't know what to do for content. I would like to be able to say, okay, this day I'm doing this and this day I'm doing this, but it just hasn't worked out that way. And that would work out so well for me if I can just get on some kind of a schedule. The only schedule that I am on are my whip and chats, and I try to get those out on Tuesdays. Try my best to get those out on Tuesdays. This is going to be so pretty, and I am liking these tray bricks. I wasn't sure, and I was hoping because I got these for Christmas, and I really do like them. They're lining up fairly well. I am doing some single placing here though, just for now. But this is not going to take me very long, especially on the background. It's all the same color. So that should be fairly easy. I'm hoping to get this set finished and then get another set from Paint Gym finished. I did order the set from an Abler's Outpost. I have not gotten that yet. I ordered that back in December. If that comes in, I definitely would like to show that. I really want to order one from Bella Art. I'd like to order a set from them as well. But I've gotten quite a bit done. This is going to be really pretty when I am finished. I think I'm going to stop for here today. It's a good stopping point, and the sun is really starting to glare over. If you have not subscribed, please consider doing so. I'd love to have you here, especially with some of the other videos that are coming up. And if you want to join the event, please make sure that you do so soon, because we will be closing out week 1, I believe, on Friday, and then drawing on Saturday. So you can have some chance to win some really good prizes for the 4 weeks of the event. Thanks so much, and until next time, happy diamond painting. Bye!